G'day folks, today on the bench I'm going to tie you up a Green Butt Skunk. This is one of the most popular steelhead flies there's been for many years, and this is a little bit of a variation I've seen on the internet here. Hedron made a few little changes on his fly, and I'm going to try to duplicate that the best I can for you here today. So here we'll go over the materials we need to tie the fly. I'm going to use a tapered salmon hook size 4. This is a Gamakatsu hook. The thread, I'm going to use some 6/0 black thread. For the tail, I'm going to use some dyed red pheasant crest for the tail, which is some of the new materials that he's been using. The body, or the butt, we should be using the green. He used kind of a micro chenille. I'm going to be using an STS trilobal salmon dubbing. Very nice material for salmon flies. The main body is going to be black seal fur, just straight black. That'll be ribbed with Danville's size 14 mylar, silver mylar tinsel. The throat, we're going to be using some chartreuse guinea for the throat, and then we'll take a couple turns of the black pheasant rump for the hackle on the collar, and then we'll put the wing, will be white calf tail. So we'll get a hook in the vise. I'll tie one of these Green Butt Skunks. They've been around for a long time and just a staple in the steelhead fly fishing for sure. I just kind of liked what I seen with some of these materials he's used. This makes nice tailing material. This use the feathers, the crest off the ring neck pheasant. Been dyed red. Curve that up. I'll come in with that. I'll take a half hitch. Take a little of my green butt. I want some of this nice. Use kind of a micro chenille, but I'm getting the same results here with my Norvise. Let's get the nice buggy appearance on that. That's okay if it's a little bit on the buggy side. We all like that. I like the translucency of that material. I like a fly when it's not super neat. I just like to see a little fiber sticking out. Gives it a lot better silhouette in the water, I believe. We're going to do the same with the seal fur. You can use a dubbing loop on here. You're going to want to make sure it's got a little buggy nature to it as well. Come right up and leave a little room behind the eye here to do the rest of your business. So I've got quite a bit of room left there. I'll just take 4 turns or so of my silver tinsel. Make sure it gets tied off really well. Take several turns on that. And I'll just bring my dubbing picker in just to kind of bug that out a little bit. Take a little time dubbing that way, and then I like to preen it back. That just got so much more appeal in the water. Might not look real super pretty on the vise, but I know the fish like it buggy. I like buggy flies. And then we'll come in with our guinea. With the Unan used was, he dyed his own pheasant rump that was in the green as well, but I'm just going to use the chartreuse. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use the same, but I'm going to use the guinea. I got some of that dyed the right color, so I'm going to use that. Just kind of a little add-on, ties the throat and the butt together, ties that together nicely. Then we'll come in and find a rump feather here. Here's nice, and this black pheasant rump's got such a nice iridescence quality to it too. You can see why you like using that. I like it too, and you just see when there's patterns and guides variables and stuff like that, you'll see when it kind of coincides with what your thought process is or what you like to see in a fly, and that's why I like to go with proven flies and guys that have already tried them with these new materials. It's always nice to come up with some of your own stuff, but I'm just going to take 3 turns to this rump and manipulate that in. Come in behind the stem. There we go. That's just has a nicer coloration. Got kind of a greenish tips to that black. It just looks good. That iridescence quality is so nice. So that's nice and sparse. Good on there. You can tie it to the bottom. First one I did was I tied it more of the throat style, just to show you the difference. You can tie it that way. I kind of folded it, I pulled it down. This one I'm just going to leave it as a complete collar. And that's the way his fly was on when I seen that on the internet here. We're so lucky now that I have the internet and so much information at our fingertips anymore, and we can share patterns and everything with people. So I'm just going to bring some calf tail in here. And then get that right at the front. I'm trying to keep this so it's nice and neat. There we go, get a bite on that. You don't want to be using flat thread here, it doesn't bite on that hair very well. So I can get a nice neat head. Just a small little head on the fly right there. Green Butt Skunk. Well, I believe it originated in Oregon. I thought it was an East Coast fly, I really did for some reason. Thought it was for Atlantics, but I'm wrong. Get some solar res on here. I use the thin little ones to soak in, that's even better. Cook that on. See that green butt just laid up back there? That's a UV. That's fish are going to see that. It just lights right up. Not very streamlined, but it's buggy and it's going to catch some fish. And I know that Green Butt Skunk has been responsible for probably more steelhead coming in the net than any fly out there over the years. It's been a long time. Been hitting home runs for a long time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So all the best to you with this one. So thanks again to the Mr. Hedron for sharing that fly with us on the internet, and hope I got it nailed down here about right for you folks. So catch you again next time on Sports Fishing on the Fly.